Hey guys, welcome to MMP Mindset. My name is Allie Truss, as some of y'all might know, and welcome to Monate. Welcome to your journey. I'm sure you've watched, a few videos already, but if no one has welcomed you, let me be the first to, and I'm so excited for you. And this call that you're about to listen to is all about hitting the first rank. And it's all about the mindset that you have to adopt to hit the first rank in the company. So we're going to be talking about mechanics for hitting this first rank, as well as the mindset that you have to adopt to get going in this business. So I'm sure you're probably hoping that I'm going to get on here and tell you the 10 things that you need to do to start making money. And we're going to get there. But first, we have to get our minds right around, starting to work this business, because many of you are probably brand new to network marketing. So let's work on getting our minds right first. So if you are brand new to direct selling, or if you have dabbled with it in the past, I am here to tell you that this is truly unlike you've done anything you've ever done before. This company is unlike any company that you have ever worked for in your entire life. And just the business, the community, the opportunity is truly like a diamond in the rough. And if you work this right, if you get your mind right, this literally has the potential to turn your life right side up, like it did for me. So stick around, pay attention, and take these tips and these things that we're going to talk about to heart. So let's get our minds right to really absorb this information that I'm about to bring to you. So first things first, you guys, this is your journey. This is your journey, nobody else's. No one is in charge except for you. Like, how freaking amazing is that? Like, not your boss, not your parents, not your spouse, not your partner, not your friends. No one is in charge except for you. Amazing. That's what we're all looking for. So you are now a business owner. Like, congratulations. You have taken the first step in starting your own business. You are a business owner. And if you look at this that way, you are going to be far more successful and take this far more seriously than a lot of people do. So congratulations, you guys. You don't have to report for duty at 8 a.m. That's amazing. Like, it's the dream to not have a boss and to not have anyone, pulling the strings and telling you what to do every day. But now you're in charge of that. You're the one that has to make yourself do those things. And it takes work, it takes practice, but it is so, so doable. Okay, I'm reading notes just to make sure that I don't miss anything. So yeah, like, we aren't used to living that kind of life. Like, most of us are used to having our lives and schedules dictated by, somebody else, whether that's a boss, whether that's kids, whether that's a partner, a spouse. So now we have to kind of reprogram our brains to, do all those things ourselves, like motivate ourselves to get out of bed, motivate ourselves to accomplish things. So we have to truly adopt the mindset of a business owner and entrepreneur. So what makes this far different from any normal startup or any other, just business that you might get involved in is Monate has really done all of the grunt work for you. We have laid the foundation for you to, get your business up and running. We have like a multitude of training videos that you can watch, a guideline, a very black and white compensation plan that you all will learn, really all of the tools that you need, like your website, like everything that you guys need to get your business started, Monate provides to you, which is amazing. So one thing that I want you guys to think about right now, I don't even know where I'm looking right now. One thing that I want you guys to think about is, I heard this analogy about a plane, and it cannot get off the runway without 100% of power. If you go off at 50% power, sure, you might get up for a little while, you might glide for a little bit, but you're eventually going to come back down. So why would you treat your business any other way? Why wouldn't you give it 100% from day one? Get your plane off the runway and get it going fast, get it going high. And you guys, the success that you will see is what you're going to put into your business, okay? What you get out of it is what you're going to put in. What you put in is what you're going to get out. So just think about that. When you think about, starting off your business, when you think about like getting my feet wet or, oh, I'm just going to like dabble in it. No, why would you do that? Go 100%. You paid the money, you committed to this, like give it your best freaking shot, okay? So this is where your why comes in, and it needs to be more than just, a financial goal, okay? It needs to be more than I want to make $500 this month. It needs to be more than I want to pay this off. It has to go deeper than that. It has to be emotional, okay? Think about this for a minute. Like, what are your wildest dreams? I really want you to sit and think about it. Like, what would you do if you could do anything? What would you have if you could have anything? Like, what would you want for your family if you could give them anything? These are the things that you need to build your why off of, because these are those things, like I talked about, that are going to get you up in the morning. These are the things that are going to keep you working your business at night, keep you working your business on the days where you could slack off or, not do the things that you should. Your why is what is going to motivate you day in and day out. So think about it. Really spend some time on it and write it down. Write it down. I don't know what the statistics are, but when you write things down, you are far more likely to accomplish them, to go after them, and to really believe that it can happen. Because it's like, shoot, I'm putting pen to paper. Like, I actually mean this. I actually want this. Okay? So another thing to think about is, what is your limiting belief? What is holding you back from thinking you can achieve your wildest dreams? What is holding you back right now from achieving your why? Like, what is holding you back? What is your limiting belief? And truly, these are the things that hold us back from seeing ultimate success. So I want you to think about that too. And some, really common limiting beliefs are, worrying about what people think, fear of failure, fear of not being good enough, not being smart enough, not having all the, attributes that you might think you may need to be successful. Like, these are your limiting beliefs. Everybody has one. Everybody has one. So spend some time thinking about what your limiting belief is and say it out loud. I want you to say this out loud, okay? Because this really hits home. I'm going to let my, whatever your limiting belief is, get in the way of my why. I'm going to let fear of what people think get in the way of me working towards getting my family into our dream house. I am going to let my fear of sales keep me from being able to buy my mom a car. Whatever it is, whatever your limiting belief is and whatever your why is, I want you to say those two things together. I'm going to let my limiting belief keep me from my why. Write that down too, okay? It makes it so much sillier, you guys. It makes our limiting beliefs so ridiculous. Like, it's almost, when I think about it, I feel embarrassed for myself that, like, why would I let those things keep me from achieving my goals and what I want for myself and my family and our future? It's ridiculous. But saying them out loud like that really puts things into perspective, and it really makes you think like, I'm not going to let that happen. And you will work towards just totally tabling those limiting beliefs. Okay? All right. Now, the other part of that, turn it around, okay? I am not going to let my fear of failure keep me from paying off my student loans. I am not going to let my fear of people's opinions keep me from going on my dream vacation. Whatever it is, turn it around. I am not going to let my limiting belief keep me from achieving my why. Okay? You guys, this is the mindset work. It probably sounds ridiculous and silly and like all frou-frou whatever to you if you have not done personal development before, but this stuff works. I am not BSing you, okay? So take the time to do this, all right? Never ever let your limiting beliefs get in the way of your why. Ever, ever, ever. It's going to take a minute. It's going to take you a minute to believe that it's possible. It's going to take you a minute to believe in yourself. It's going to take you a minute to forget about the outside noise, but you will, I promise, if you practice this. All right. A little shift into the mechanics of MMP. All right. Now that we've got our minds in the right direction. Okay. MMP, managing market partner. Always say this. It is the easiest, but also the hardest rank to hit in our company. It's the easiest because of the mechanics, like the amount of volume you have to have, the amount of, business partners, customers you have to have. That's why it's the easiest, because you need the smallest amount, but it's the hardest because you do have to do some of this mindset work first. You have to put yourself out there. You have to really commit to okay, I'm doing this. Let's go. So that's why it's the hardest rank to hit, but it's possible. You can do it in a day. All right. So, all right, let's go into some of the things that we need to achieve MMP. All right. First things first, you guys, you have to learn the compensation plan. Memorize that thing backwards and forwards. Become freaking obsessed with the compensation plan. This is what I did when I started. I printed it out. I had it on the front of my binder, my little Monate binder that I was so excited to have my first day of school. I put it on the refrigerator. It was everywhere. I knew that thing backwards and forwards. Every time I got a new customer, a new business partner, it was I was ticking away at what I needed to get to each rank. Become obsessed with it. Every time you get a new customer and your volume starts ticking away at what you need, you should know how far away you are from hitting that first rank. Okay. Become obsessed with the compensation plan. All right. Hold on. Let me scroll down a little bit. Where's my cursor? I don't even know. Okay. So, what are some of the things that hold us back from hitting this first rank? What are some of the things that hold us back from really jumping in and getting started? So here are the top 5 things that the majority of the time we're going to hold people back from hitting this first rank, and we're going to talk through all of them. All right, what people think. We're afraid of what people think. We're afraid of annoying people. We're afraid of posting, becoming that girl or that guy. We're afraid to fail, and we are afraid of discouragement. All right, so number 1, what people think. If you care about what people think, then the first thing you need to do is self-educate. You need to educate yourself around the products. You need to educate yourself around the business. You need to educate yourself around this opportunity. All right, because when you believe in the products and the business and the opportunity and what we have to offer, it's going to come across in the way that you talk. And the confidence that comes from feeling like you know your stuff is going to let that fear of what people think just go out the window, because you're going to be so wildly in love and obsessed with the products and the company and the business that all of a sudden your fear of what people think is going to be they're crazy. They are crazy if they don't see the amazing opportunity that this is. They are crazy if they don't want to try these products. When you become obsessed, you don't care what people think anymore. Because again, you will start to think like, these people are nuts, okay? So if you are afraid of what people think, then dive into self-education around the products, the business, the opportunity. And we have a multitude of videos and resources for product knowledge, business, like to learn more about the business, listening to opportunity calls, and like the opportunity calls. But that's how you're going to start to learn more about this company and what we have to offer. Okay, so self-education is how we're going to overcome what people think. Number 2 is we're afraid of annoying people. So how you perceive Monate is what you're going to do with it. Kind of goes hand in hand with caring about what people think. So if you still aren't sure that this business is legitimate, if you still aren't sure that this actually works, if you still aren't sure that you are going to get paid for your work, if you still aren't sure that like this is making a difference in people's lives, then it's again going to come across in how you talk about it. So become obsessed. All right. Dive into people's stories. Dive into the people on our team, on other teams, people that inspire you. Dive into their whys and their stories. Okay. So one thing to flip your mind around, flip your mindset, flip your train of thought is that we are not selling, we are sharing. We are not salespeople, we are shares people. So if you are simply sharing something that you love and that you feel passionate about, you will never sell anything a day in your life, okay? I do not come from a sales background. I literally changed my major in college so that I did not have to take like public speaking or a professional selling class. I worked in finance. I literally tabled every single sales opportunity that ever came across, my computer. I was terrified of it, absolutely terrified of it. And I knew that network marketing had been around for years when I was a stay-at-home mom looking for something to do. And I just never wanted to look into it because I was so terrified at the thought of selling. But when I flipped my mind around it, when I told myself, like, I share stuff all the time. Like, I talk about restaurants I love, food that I love, clothes that I love, trips that I love, travel that I love, whatever. If that's all that I'm doing, I'm not selling anything. So that's where becoming obsessed with the products and obsessed with the opportunity, you will never feel like you are selling anything. Like, you are sharing unbelievable products. You are sharing an unbelievable business opportunity. If you start looking at it like that, you will never feel like you are selling anything. So you'll never feel like you're annoying anybody. Okay? So shares people, not salespeople. Say that to yourself over and over again too. Okay. All right. So one thing that no. All right, sorry, I lost my train of thought. Okay, another thing to think about, and this kind of goes hand in hand with posting, which we're going to talk about next. You guys, people aren't paying that much attention to you. They are not paying as much attention to you as you think they are. Think about yourself and when you were scrolling Instagram today or Facebook or whatever, TikTok, whatever platform you use. How many people did you look at? Do you remember anything that you saw today? You probably looked at 100 different accounts, whether it was going through stories or going through the feed. You probably saw so many things. You don't remember anything that anybody actually posted. In the moment, it made an impact, but 10 minutes later, after you got off your phone, you don't remember anything. So that's how people are probably feeling about you too. Like, if you post something about your products, if you post some like great results that you had or that somebody else had, they might see it then. They're not thinking about it when they get in bed at night. Like, people are not paying as much attention to you as you think. So don't worry about annoying people. And we have a plethora of training on how to post and how to come across so that you are not being salesy. You are not being spammy. That is not how we promote this business and these products. So do not worry about annoying people. All right, now we're going to talk about posting. So if you are worried that this is not your brand, if you are like me, when I first started, I said, oh my gosh, I've literally never posted a selfie in my life. I am not on my social media at all. I show my kids, I might show food, I might show like some pretty scenery, and that is absolutely it. Like, I don't post myself ever. So like, how can I just all of a sudden start like showing my face? How could I ever talk on camera? Like, oh my God, the thought like was just no way. That's not going to be me. You guys, you can reinvent yourself today. Today. If you start posting today things of yourself, if you start posting like some products that you love today, a couple of people might think like, oh, that's new. 2 weeks from now, they're not going to remember what you did 2 weeks prior. They're not going to remember what you used to do. You probably can think of people who have reinvented themselves on social media. Maybe they took up blogging. Maybe they started something with network marketing. Maybe they started sharing more of one type of thing. They didn't ask your permission to start doing that, and you don't need theirs. Okay? So you can literally reinvent yourself today. If this is what you want, then you have permission to do that. You can give yourself permission to do that. So don't be afraid to start something new today. Don't be afraid to reinvent yourself today. Okay? So another thing to think about is when you get started, I'm sure you've already been shared with a ton of different accounts to follow, whether they are in your upline, on our team, other people in the Monate world, probably some really amazing accounts that you're like, oh my gosh, I can't post like that. I don't know how to do that. Or she's like really putting herself out there. Like, I can't do that yet. Don't feel like you have to. You don't have to do that yet. Honestly, if anything, if you went from 0 to 100, where all of a sudden your content is just like incredible and like looks like a graphic designer made it, then people are going to think like, oh, Monet just sends that stuff to them. And that might look spammy, okay? So don't feel like you have to be a pro at posting and a pro at social media to use it. Like, start small. Start with what you're comfortable with. Start with what looks like you, okay? So don't feel like you have to post like your upline or, you know, people that have been doing this for 2 years. Like, they probably started out with really ridiculous content too. Like, I know mine was like, oh my gosh, when I look back on it now, I am so embarrassed. I'm like, how did anybody buy from me? But they did. They did. And it looked like complete crap. But it's okay. It is okay. We all start there. Okay. So, okay, what else? Okay, and some ideas for posting. So, sharing your personal experience is the best thing that you can post because it's you and it's authentic and it's your thoughts and your opinions. So, whether that is your own personal transformation, whether it is maybe you haven't had a personal transformation yet and it's why you wanted to try these products or why you wanted to do the business. I think like a couple weeks into the business, I posted on my actual feed. It was a picture of my kids because again, I was terrified to post myself. But I wrote something meaningful. I wrote my why. I wrote why I decided to do this. And it was hard for me because it was about, you know, being a stay-at-home mom and wanting something more. And I was worried that I seemed like ungrateful or like, oh my God, people are going to think I'm a bad mom or whatever. But it was the genuine truth. And I was like, you know what? I bet there are other people out here that feel this exact same way. And you wouldn't believe the response that I got from that first post. People joined the business because of it. And I had such amazing support with so many moms saying like, oh my gosh, I feel the exact same way as you. And I feel so guilty for feeling that way. So don't be afraid to share something personal because that speaks to people more than just a picture of your shampoo bottle. Okay. Another tip is we try to stay away from posting the name Monate. This is so crucially important when you are starting your business. And it might feel weird. You're probably like, oh my gosh, what do you mean? Like, I shouldn't post my label? I'm trying to think of something that I have. But like, if you're holding your shampoo bottle, this is a balloon weight, but if you're holding your shampoo bottle and you're sitting here talking about it and the label's right there, all people have to do is go on Google Monate. It's going to take them to the website. They're going to look up the product that you're talking about. They're going to see a very generic description of what it does. It's going to sound like, anything else you can buy at the grocery store, but we know they're different. And they're going to say, okay, sounds good. And they're going to forget about it. But if you are strategically like holding your hand across the label or, just being more discreet with what it is that you're talking about, you're going to spark curiosity. You are going to get their attention and they're going to want to know what it is that you are talking about. They are going to want to know, what is this? And it's going to force them to ask you. And by them asking you, you are now in control of the conversation. You now have the opportunity to tell them why our products are better, why they are different from the stuff that they can get at the grocery store. Okay? You've taken control of the conversation. And it might feel weird. It might feel like, oh my God, I'm hiding something, or it might feel like more work. But you guys, this is how you get people to reach out to you. This is how you are not a spammy, salesy person that is like knocking door to door asking people to buy your products. This is how you get people to come to you. It's called attraction marketing. Okay? I didn't show the labels on my bottles until like a year and a half into my business. Literally. You couldn't find it anywhere on my page. Nobody knew what I was selling. So I promise you it works. And okay. If you are, wanting to take it a step further and go past your social media and you want to start like really talking to people about it, you have to go in with the mindset of thinking about them. What's in it for them? Not just like, oh my gosh, I did this because of, whatever reasons, or like I tried these products because like my hair was whatever. You need to think about them. You need to think about their hair, their skin, their situation, their job. You need to tell them why this would be great for them. Okay? You need to think about them and not you. And also, by doing that, you're not going to feel like a salesperson. You're going to feel like you're presenting them with something that's going to help them. And you won't feel like you're trying to convince them to do anything. It's like, hey, I have a solution to your problem, whether it's like a physical appearance problem, or it's a money problem, or a community problem, or a job problem. Like if you feel like you're solving a problem for them, you're not going to feel like you're pitching them or selling them or anything like that. So if you want to reach out to people, which I do encourage you to do, think about them. Think about why they would be good at this and think about what's in it for them. Okay? All right, that was posting. That was number 3. We've done caring what people think, caring about annoying people, posting. Now number 4, fear of failure. This is a huge one because we're like, all right, I'm going to put myself out there. I don't want to embarrass myself and like not do well. Okay? So fear of failure. This is where you've got to dive into some more personal development, and you can do that through podcasts. And if you're not familiar with podcasts or, reading self-help books, get familiar with it. I had never listened to a podcast aside from like some weird sciencey things that my husband really liked to listen to on car rides. Never really read a self-development book of any kind, and now I'm obsessed with it. It's the only thing I ever want to read or listen to. And there are so many podcasts that are geared towards network marketing, and your upline can give you a list of them for things to listen to. Most of them are like 20, 30 minutes long. I like to get up early in the morning before my kids get up and like have my coffee and listen to something. Or if I'm in the car without them, because it's impossible to do it while they're in the car, I'll put one on the radio while I'm driving down the street to like pick them up from school or something. There are so many opportunities to listen to things. And of course, it's better if you can like sit down, take notes, really absorb it. But if your only opportunity is while you're driving in the car, you're going to pick something up from it. So these podcasts can really speak to just a whole other level of digging deep into why you're afraid to fail. So, because your mindset can truly make or break this business for you. So these things are crucial in going further and developing the right mindset to be successful. And okay, let's see, where was I at? Oh, yes, this is huge. This is huge. A big thing to think about is we are a very entitled generation. Okay, we are used to getting things quickly, when we want them, and fast. Okay, I'm sure a lot of you have joined this business in hopes and thinking that you're going to become a millionaire in the next year because you've seen people do it. And yes, it's possible, but it takes a lot of work, okay? You don't just sit back and collect. That is one of the biggest misconceptions of network marketing. You're not just going to click join now and all of a sudden start raking in money. No, it is simple, but it takes hard work, okay? And that is where you really, really have to dive into what is holding you back and what's going to propel you forward. And a lot of that is done through your mindset and personal development. Okay? All right. Yes, ask your upline for a list of podcasts that you guys should dive into. All right. Last one is discouragement. So this is a huge thing. And again, have to flip our minds around the way we're thinking. You have to remove your attachment from the outcome. People who are afraid of sales, we are afraid of sales because we are terrified of being told no. We think that no means we failed. We think that no means I'm bad at this. We think that no means that like my pitch wasn't good enough, or people don't like me, they don't want to join me, whatever. You have to remove your attachment from the outcome, whether it's a yes or a no. So when people tell you no, you're not discouraged. You're not put out. You're not going to go crawl in your hole and cry. You're not going to stop. You're not going to quit. You're on to the next one because maybe this wasn't right for them. Maybe it just wasn't the right time. Maybe you do need to work on your pitch a little bit more or your knowledge of the business and the products. That is okay. Every single one of us has messed up. Every single one of us has been told no. Even people at the top of the company, even the $1 million earners in our business, they have been told no before, and that is okay. Okay? So remove your attachment from the outcome. Remove your attachment from the yeses and nos. Okay? All right. So what we need to do to get started. All right. You need to spark curiosity, meaning you need to post consistently. Like I said, people forget about what you've done. People forget about what you just posted. So you need to be consistent. And I don't mean posting once a week. I mean posting multiple times a week so that when people do see it and they forget when they log off Instagram or social media, the next time they see it, it's going to spark their memory. They'll be like, oh, I remember seeing her post about that the other day. They need to see you post about it multiple times, a lot of times before they will ever reach out to you. But if you just post about it once, you're giving them the opportunity to really forget about it. So continue posting, okay? And a mixture of Monate and your personal life. Don't make it all about Monate. Throw in, your hobbies, what you enjoy. If you're into fitness, if you have children, if you like to cook, if you like to shop, if you like to read, whatever it is, like share some other things that are going to provide value and entertainment. Okay. When you're posting videos, this is huge. If you are, ready to dive into posting videos, put words on your videos. Don't just get on your phone and like talk for 10 slides and post no words. Because if you're like me, if my kids hear anything coming out of my phone, they want to come over and see it and ask questions and whatever. So half the time when I am scrolling through my stories, I am just watching. I'm not listening to anything. So the text at the bottom, huge, huge. Okay. Okay, your list. Focus on your hot market right now. Don't worry about, attracting a bunch of people to your page. Don't worry about going after strangers and people that you don't know. The only thing you need to be focused on right now is your hot market. And you guys, I know you're probably thinking that, all 12 of your very best friends from college are going to sign up with you. They're going to want to sell this business with you. I thought the same thing. I literally sent a message to all 12 of the girls that are in my sorority that were like, I'm still really close with. Not a single one of them joined. One of them did like a few months in. I got a couple customers out of it as the months went on, but no one joined immediately. And it's okay. Again, we're removing our attachment from the outcomes. It is okay. I survived. I still built a very successful business without them. But focus on your hot market. These are the people that you can practice on, the people that know and love you and want to support you. This is who you need to focus on right out of the get-go. And be real with them. Call them, have them over, invite them for lunch. Tell them like, hey, you're doing this with me. Two of my very best friends, I just talked about my sorority friends, but two of my other very best friends who weren't in my sorority and my pledge class, that's exactly what I did with them. We went to lunch and I said, I want you to do this with me. I think you'd be great at it for XYZ reasons. And she's like, yeah, sounds fun. Let's do it. Okay. So don't be afraid to just be real with them. I didn't know a thing about the company yet, a thing about the compensation plan. I hadn't used I think I used the products one time. That was it. But I said, I want you to do this with me, and here's why I think you'd be good at it. And she did it, okay? Another tip, you guys, move quickly. The longer you wait, the longer you have to talk yourself out of this. Don't say like, oh, I'm working this week, like maybe we'll get started next week. No, you guys, I take care of 3 children all day, every day. I never have a break, ever, ever, ever. And I found time to build this business, okay? I never have the same schedule. I never know what to expect. Somebody's sick, somebody's hurt, somebody's emotional, somebody's tired, somebody's got camp, somebody's got school, somebody's got after school activities, whatever it is, there's always something. There's always something that is going to keep you from doing this. Don't let yourself make these excuses over and over and over again. Just do it, okay? Move quickly. Know what you need. Know what you need for this first rank and the rank after that. Like I said, study the compensation plan. Put up sticky notes that kind of count you down for your rank. If you are a very visual person and you like checking off your to-do list or pulling sticky notes off as you accomplish things, we can show you how to do that too. It's a huge way to like have your goals stare at you in the face like every single day. Training. We have every single training call you could ever want and imagine. If you are really struggling with how to talk to potential customers, how to talk about the business, product knowledge, social media, overcoming objections, we've got training on all of this. So dive into the training, dive into the things that you have at your fingertips to teach you how to work this business. And learn while you earn, you guys. Don't wait until you are an expert to get started, because I promise you, you are never going to feel like an expert. I still ask for backup on my recommendations for products sometimes. Like somebody sends me a really crazy hair quiz and I'm like, ooh, I've never heard this before. Like, what do you think? Don't be above it, you guys. Learn while you earn. Learn while you earn. You have so many people here to help you with recommending things, with answering questions. So use us, use your upline, use your group chats. Don't wait until you feel like you know everything to start talking about the business. Okay. And the biggest thing and the last thing I'm going to leave you with is sacrifice. So like I said, we can all make excuses every single day as to why we don't have time to do this, or I'll get to it next week when life slows down, or like I'm going on vacation, or whatever it is. We can always find excuses to not do this. But it takes, sacrificing some of those things sometimes and setting out the time to really do it. Like I said, I get up early in the morning to work before my kids get up. And then I stay up later at night after they've gone to bed to work my business too. Sometimes I don't watch TV at night with my husband so that I can dive into personal training, listening to podcasts, like whatever it is. Sometimes we have to make sacrifices to get the things that we really want. So don't be afraid to make those. Don't be afraid to make those, you guys. This is the best opportunity that you are ever going to be presented with in your life. And it's up to you to make it happen. Like, you are the only person and the only thing standing in the way of your success. So I wish you all the best of luck. I hope that this was helpful. Come back to this time and time again, and make sure that you share this with anyone new that you bring on too. So congratulations again on joining this amazing business, and I wish you all so much luck.